I couldn't get over how many he did.
Loved ones say it's helped his mind delay the disease.
And we were told 2 to 7 years when he was diagnosed, and it's been 9, almost 10 years.
In the last couple of months, the caregiver has to be the one to put the pieces in the right place.
His muscles are starting to not be as strong anymore. So there's some mornings that Cindy has to help me just kind of motivate him.
But Mike keeps on churning out puzzle after puzzle, each one giving a strong reminder.
Don't sit in front of the television. There's lots of things to build, lots of things to do.
Mike recently celebrated his 79th birthday, and we definitely wish him and his wife the best. That is a tough thing to deal with. My father, he lives up in Spokane. We do the New York Times crossword every Sunday to kind of keep his mind cranking away.
Yeah.
So great idea, and we just
idea.
love that. It's extended his life and made it a lot better.
Yeah.
All right, quick look, let's see, hold on. Quick look outside, everyone. We are looking at a nice Thursday ahead. Let me get you ready for that. My first alert forecast coming up.
Plus, officials are warning of scammers in our area attempting to convince commuters to buy fake jewelry. And a 2021 crash resulted in the death of 3 teenagers and 1 teen losing an arm. Now their families are suing the driver and the state for negligence. Good Morning Northwest continues right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Jason Valentine. Welcome to Thursday, close to that weekend.
Yeah, inching closer all the time.
And we've had quite a bit of windy and wet conditions all this week and pretty chilly. We are slightly warming up today, but your conditions are going to be much, much nicer. Let's take a look outside. Still waiting for the first light of day, but we are going to be seeing plenty of light with sunshine dominating throughout our areas as those showers have finally moved on out of our regions. Now, this is good news for today and tomorrow, though we do expect some possible showers late Friday into Saturday morning, and that could hurt our chances of that eclipse, that partial eclipse for our areas coming Saturday morning. So we're keeping a very close eye on that. So mid-60s throughout our areas today and mostly sunny to just plain old sunny conditions. And we're going to see again those conditions coming back tomorrow. Then we're going to see more cloud coverage come into our area as we head into our weekend and into our next work week as we see a little bit of chances of showers here and there. So enjoy these next 2 days. Again, kind of akin to what we saw last week and for our weekend, just not without those high temperatures. So a touch warmer today, calmer and dry, and I'll have more information on that partial eclipse coming Saturday. That's coming up. But for right now, we're going to send it back to Jill.
1 preteen and 2 teenage boys have been arrested on suspicion of 2 robberies in Kennewick. According to the Kennewick Police Department, the first robbery happened just before midnight on October 5th in the 2100 block of West 4th Avenue. 5 days later, police say the boys returned to the same location and robbed it again. Police say during one of the incidents, a firearm was displayed. All 3 suspects were arrested yesterday and booked into the Benton-Franklin County's Juvenile Justice Center on charges of first and second degree robbery. Washington State Patrol has issued a warning about scammers selling fake jewelry. The scammers peddling their wares near highway entrance ramps. According to WSP Trooper Chris Thorson, there have been multiple reports of people in expensive rental cars stopping people in traffic or on entrance ramps. He says they'll tell you they need money for gas and in exchange trade you fake jewelry, watches, and AirPods. Trooper Thorson urges caution, saying the scammers are aggressive sellers.
Where they're parked is restricted access, either on the on-ramp or off-ramps or the highways, because it's a dangerous situation with cars and pedestrians. So, and then what happens is when people pull over, what we've been receiving is that they get into a high-pressure kind of sales tactic of exchanging either watches or jewelry for gas money.
So what should you do if this happens to you? Well, according to Trooper Thorson, don't stop if someone is flagging you down and do your best to ignore them. He says call 911 as soon as possible and give police a location and description of the suspected scammer and their vehicle. Another important warning, don't handle anything they attempt to give you. It could look like you're accepting it, which could lead to them getting even more aggressive and demanding payment. 2 years ago, 3 teenagers were killed and 1 was seriously injured in a single vehicle crash near Hera. Now their families are suing not only the driver who lost control of the vehicle, but also Yakima County. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell spoke to the plaintiff's lawyers who say the common denominator in the lawsuit is negligence.
On August 5th, 2021, a single vehicle crash near Hera claimed the lives of 16-year-old Samuel Miranda, 17-year-old Demetrius Mayo Coke Randall, and 18-year-old Davis Garcia Jr. It also left then 18-year-old Max Torres severely injured.
His arm was amputated by a retention wire from the hop field adjacent to the roadway.
The driver, accused of speeding, pled guilty to vehicular homicide, sentenced to 7.5 years, and now being sued for negligence by the victims' families. But the plaintiff's lawyers say it wasn't just the driver at fault.
Mistakes do happen, and humans are held accountable. And so the driver made a mistake, he's held accountable. The county needs to be held accountable.
The lawsuit filed in Benton County Superior Court against both the driver and the county claims the hill located on Shields Road, approaching Progressive Road, is hazardous, with the hill at a 45-degree slope.
You cannot see northbound traffic approaching, and northbound traffic cannot see southbound traffic approaching until you are at the top of the hill, at which point it's too late.
They also claim the signage doesn't adequately warn drivers about the problem.
The warning sign that says bump 25 mile per hour advisory speed. But you have to travel some 700 feet until you actually hit the hazard that the warning sign is regarding.
And lawyers say it's not the first time this has happened.
There have been other incidents, and that's been reported by people who are familiar with the area, who live in the area.
The lawsuit seeking monetary damages from the driver and the county, but lawyers say the end goal is change.
It needs to be made safer, whether that's fixing it or making sure that people are fully aware of how dangerous it is so that they have time to react.
So that this never happens again. Reporting Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
And Apple Valley News Now has reached out to the law firm representing the county in the lawsuit, but we have yet to hear back. Homelessness is a growing issue in Yakima County, but Comprehensive Health Care is looking at what it can do to help. The Department of Commerce Housing Trust Fund has issued a $5 million loan meant to help expand the organization's permanent supportive housing in Sunnyside. Currently, Comprehensive Health Care runs Vista del Sol, a 12-unit apartment complex in Parkland Drive. This is where low-income adults struggling with mental health or substance abuse can live independently while still having access to resources. Last month, they broke ground on a 20-unit expansion called Vista del Sol 2.
It's hard to focus on your treatment needs, your mental health treatment needs, or your substance use disorder treatment needs if you don't have those basic needs met. So this can help people on the road to recovery.
Construction has begun with hopes of having the new units ready by next summer. With the residential irrigation season drawing to a close, it's time to prepare for the winter. According to the city of Yakima, the city's irrigation season ends tomorrow, so homeowners need to consider winterizing their sprinkler systems, including blowing out the sprinklers after the irrigation water is shut off. The Marcus Whitman Hotel in Walla Walla is set to reopen today after being forced to close for weeks when gasoline was found in the basement of the hotel. It was originally meant to reopen on Monday, but it was delayed. The investigation prompted the post office to also close, but it's now reopened and running on normal business hours. While the two buildings are able to open their doors again, the Marcus Whitman has announced that the Mark Restaurant, the Vineyard Lounge, and the hotel lobby are still closed until further notice. Students all across the Pasco School District celebrated the groundbreaking for a major educational tool. Apple Valley News Now's Anna Trejo says the new project is bringing the students out of the classroom and teaching them useful trade skills and valuable life lessons.
The Pasco School District is hitting the dirt for Team Pasco House number 23. Not only is it the start of a new home, it's about giving hands-on experience to students by teaching them practical skills and teamwork that could lay the groundwork for a future career.
The students would actually build a home alongside our instructor and community members and get that great experience so that they can go out in the community and either start their own business or work in the construction industry, which has many aspects.
The students are divided in 2 groups, and one group works in the morning and the other in the afternoon. All students with Team Pasco homes get to work on passion projects within the build. Once the home is done, the house is sold, and that money is used to keep this kind of hands-on experience going for future students.
It basically funds the next home. So we plan to sell the home and then we invest the funds into the next property and the cost of building the next home, and then we also offer scholarships for students.
Pasco student Rosa Sanchez says this kind of classroom is valuable for her education.
I really enjoy being here and I like the new things that I learned. Like I learned skills that I didn't know before, and it's very exciting.
Sanchez says at first the project can be intimidating, but then it's about joining a team that helps build that confidence.
I used to work with my dad. Like he did like roofing and like just construction related things. And like, I don't know, that like ever since I was little, that's something that I enjoy doing.
The project is set to be finished on May 29th. Reporting in Pasco, Ana Trejo, Apple Valley News Now.
Team Pasco Homes also has landscape, interior design, and floriculture classes working to make the home ready for sale. Jason Valentine returns now with a look at your morning weather forecast.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. A calm and nice day is ahead, though we're staying relatively chilly, kind of around our average. I'll get you ready for today and your weekend. My first alert weather forecast coming up.
Plus, drug overdose deaths continue to rise across the nation, but recently released data offers a little bit of hope for the future.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet, repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease, and my doctors in Spokane strongly encouraged me to change careers. It's just amazing. Just recently I had a need for a walker. Right there it was. If I need any supplies, they're there for me. All I have to do is pick up the phone and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not.
Bruno! Bruno! Pup on the run? No problem. With 5 drive modes, Road makes this a walk in the park.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get a low $389 per month lease on Rogue, or get 0% APR financing for 36 months on the Rogue Platinum.
Where's the most mouth-watering pizza and best salad bar in town? Well, Hubby's Pizza, of course. And with a lunch special starting as low as $10.49 for a 2-topping Pee-wee pizza and a medium drink, why go anywhere else? Delicious, mouth-watering food with only the freshest ingredients. It's lunchtime and I'm going to Hubby's Pizza, a hometown favorite for nearly 45 years.
Red or white. At Coyote Canyon, we've got you covered. If you love red, try our Italian Sangiovese, French Grenache, or Spanish Tempranillo. Like what you taste? Wine Club. Come visit our tasting room in Prosser. Coyote Canyon is calling. Join the fun at this year's Free Fall Festival, October 12th and 14th. 2 days of free fun, movie night at Fairchild Cinemas in Pasco, and fun and games at Volunteer Park. Brought to you by Gisa Credit Union, Lord's Health, and Pasco Parks and Recreation.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
Welcome back on this Thursday morning. Well, drug overdose deaths in the United States are still rising each month, but the pace appears to be slowing down. New reports from the CDC say that over 112,000 people died from a drug overdose from May of last year to May of this year. It's an increase of more than 2,700 from the year before, but experts say these numbers are still lower than the spikes we've seen in the early years of the pandemic. Overdose deaths rose by 30% between 2019 and 20, as well as another 15% between 2020 and 2021. According to the CDC, in response, the FDA has approved the first over-the-counter version of naloxone, or Narcan, a drug used to reverse opioid overdoses as a way to combat overdose deaths. The nasal spray is now available in stores and online. A new health report reveals stroke deaths could jump 50% around the globe by the year 2050. The World Stroke Organization Lancet Neurology Commission says that will happen if no action is taken. Stroke is the second leading cause of death worldwide. According to the World Health Organization, in 2020 there were 6.6 million deaths, but that number is projected to hit 9.7 million by 2050. Researchers conducted an analysis of interviews with 12 stroke experts from 12 countries. They found some key barriers to high-quality surveillance, prevention, care, and rehabilitation. According to the report, 91% of the projected deaths will happen in low and middle-income countries. Experts say the best way to prevent stroke and hypertension is to keep a healthy diet and weight. Also, avoid alcohol, tobacco, and exercise on a regular basis. Coming up, new federal rules proposed by the Treasury Department could help make it more affordable for you to purchase an electric car. And I'll return with your first alert weather forecast. Folks, a nice Thursday is on the way. Can't wait to tell you all about it. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
No matter where life takes you, how it changes you or how you change your life, I want you to always come back to remembering our love.
Maybe everything is different, maybe not all bad, where the main things are centered to help us come around. Oh, love is the common ground.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
Our customers depend on us for everything. We grow well over 200 different crop varieties, and there's tremendous diversity within our trade territory. We spend a lot of time and work a lot with our customers on enhancing and utilization of the products that John Deere offers. From a technology perspective, we do what we say every single day.
Sleep Shop and Furniture has expanded. To celebrate, all living room furniture is up to 35% off. A queen-size gel mattress for only $399 on hand with immediate delivery. Up to 18 months seamless cash and no credit financing available. Quality furniture, affordable prices.
Give yourself that new car feeling with a detail from ProClean Auto Detail Systems. Details start at just $125 and we'll make your car look and feel like new. Gift certificates are available. Forget the rest and come to the best. ProClean Auto Detail Systems.
As things heat up on The Golden Bachelor, get your friends and head to Twig's Bistro and Martini Bar each Thursday night as Apple Valley News Now hosts the official Golden Bachelor watch party. Get awesome food and drinks and enter to win great prizes as we cheer on Tri-Cities radio personality Faith Martin in the competition for the Golden Bachelor.
I'm Gary. I'm your first Golden Bachelor.
It's the official Golden Bachelor watch party tonight at Twig's Bistro and Martini Bar in Columbia Center. From Twig's Bistro and Martini Bar, Active for Life, and Apple Valley News Now. E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. We're moving along in our week. We're getting close to that weekend. Hope you're having a good morning so far. Maybe the hintest of our first light is coming on in. Looking at a little bit of cars out there on the highways as we're waking up on this Thursday morning. Hope you're having a good time waking up. But look at this, our radar and satellite, we are free and clear. A little bit of cloud coverage out there, but still, folks, we are looking at dry conditions. Our first really dry morning in all this week. We expect to see dry conditions to continue at least until tomorrow evening. So today, ample sunshine and clear skies overnight. little bit of cloud coverage tomorrow, but still plenty of sunshine. But then shower activity will be popping back up, and it's kind of going to stick with us into Saturday morning. So a little bit of shower activity, and this is 3 hours before we're seeing that partial eclipse for our areas. We do expect plenty of cloud coverage to be in our region for that. We're keeping a close eye on that. Hopefully that will not be the case. I'll have a little more on the eclipse coming up. Current temperatures, we are chilly. 38 for Yakima. We're in the lower 50s for Walla Walla and Pendleton. Just to the southeast of our areas in Enterprise, Oregon, they have a freeze warning this morning. So things are starting to get very chilly in our morning hours. And the reason? Well, those clear skies, nothing to hold in the heat from the previous day. So you are going to want to bundle up as you're heading out the door this morning. So temperature trend, we are right around our average for the week ahead after being very chilly for the past couple of days. And after that summer-like week we had last week into our weekend, kind of settling into where we should be for this time of year in October. So we're just going to be saying almost what you see is what you're going to get for the week ahead, at least temperature-wise. Winds this morning, very light. And we expect winds to be taking a break today, tomorrow, and into our weekend. We'll see a little bit of wind starting to kick up on our Tuesday, but other than that, light winds are going to continue. Should be very nice conditions. So that eclipse we're seeing Saturday morning in the early 9 o'clock hour. We are seeing an annular eclipse that is different from a total eclipse. The moon almost covers the entirety of the sun, but it's going to leave that ring of fire, so a little bit more spectacular. If you want to see it in its entirety, you'd have to go to Bend, Oregon, Eugene, Oregon. We have a total eclipse coming next April, but that's going through Texas and into the eastern seaboard. So this is a good chance to see somewhat of an eclipse. Our areas will see about 70 to 80% of that eclipse. But again, clouds are looming. So let's just say mid 60s for most of our regions today, as we're slightly warmer than yesterday. We'll continue our warm up into our weekend. 7-day forecast for Yakima, again, right in those mid 60s. Could see showers again return late Friday and kind of off and on through at least Tuesday of next week. Overnight lows settling into the 40s. In the Tri-Cities area, return of the lower 70s as we get to Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But for today, ample sunshine, light winds, and still cool average temperatures, but it should be a very nice October day ahead indeed.
A new federal rule has been proposed to simplify the process of claiming electric vehicle tax credits. Proposed by the Treasury Department, the rule would allow car buyers to claim tax credits of up to $7,500 for new and up to $4,000 for used electric vehicles the minute you drive it off the lot. Advocates say the move would benefit low and middle income drivers who may now have a chance to afford a car.
We're all in for EVs, and dealers are essential to making that transition a success.
To make everyone benefit from electric cars, we will need more incentives, more infrastructure.
Buyers would have to meet the individual eligibility requirements, using the purchased electric vehicle for personal use, not being claimed as a dependent on anyone's taxes, and being under the income limit. Junk fees are the extras that pop up on your bill, like processing fees or on concert tickets. Now the Biden administration is looking at a rule that would make sure consumers are more aware of the total cost of their purchases. Yesterday, the Federal Trade Commission announced a proposed rule designed to ban any hidden fees. Officials say the extra fees cover up the actual cost of purchases across a number of different industries, such as concert tickets or utility bills.
These junk fees can add up hundreds of dollars, weighing down family budgets and making it harder to pay family bills. Research shows that without realizing it, folks can end up paying as much as 20% more because of hidden junk fees than they would have paid if they could see the full price up front and compare it with other options.
Opponents claim the new rules would mean fewer choices for customers. Yesterday, the head of the National Apartment Association issued a statement saying new regulations would heavily impact housing operations and would ultimately hurt the very individuals policymakers are trying to protect. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, the UAW makes another move against auto companies as workers in Ford's largest plant in the country walk off the job in response to the automaker's latest offer.
Experience Minecraft like never before at Minecraft the Exhibition, now at the MAC. Explore the 3D world of the best-selling video game of all time and pop culture phenomenon in this dynamic and immersive exhibition. Step inside the blocky world of Minecraft based on actual in-game builds. Meet 15 life-size Minecraft creatures, including the explosive creeper and mysterious Enderman. Try the game and explore some epic creations from the community. Minecraft the Exhibition for players and non-players of all ages at the MAC in Spokane.
When you need legal help, trust Quantum Legal. We're here for you in times of trouble, whether you need assistance with criminal defense, personal injury, or have been injured on the job. Law is a complicated matter. Our team of experts will fight for you and help you find the best solution for your situation. Don't let life's challenges get the best of you. We're here to help. Call us today at 509-783-5551 or visit our website at quantumlegal.com.
You wouldn't buy a car without a test drive.
So why buy a mattress in a box from an online marketing company without ever knowing if it's right for you?
Don't go through the hassle of returning a mattress when you can get it right the first time.
Mattress Depot USA has top quality mattresses that you can actually touch and feel.
Made by local manufacturers.
You're gonna love our prices.
And same-day delivery. Try getting that online.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Bruno! Bruno! Pup on the run? No problem. With 5 drive modes, Rogue makes this a walk in the park.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get a low $389 per month lease on Rogue or get 0% APR financing for 36 months on the Rogue Platinum.
Flooring is not forever. Are you tired of stains, traffic patterns, chips, dents, scratches, and the smells? Shop for the perfect flooring for your life, whether you need carpet, laminate, or hardwood. Great Floors is here to help you reinvent your space. We are celebrating Karastan Month in October by offering incredible discounts on Karastan carpet and hardwood flooring. Ask about our in-house 0% 12-month financing. Visit a Great Floors today and spend the winter on Great Floors.
It's fall in Northeast Washington. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now, Tuesday.
Welcome back, everyone, on this Thursday morning. Well, the United Auto Workers upped the ante against Ford in a surprise move Wednesday evening. The union called for 8,700 workers to walk off the job at the company's largest plant. The Kentucky truck plant builds the heavy-duty version of the F-Series pickup truck, the Ford Expedition SUV, and the Lincoln Navigator. According to Ford, the UAW called for a negotiations session Wednesday evening and asked for a new offer. After a few minutes, UAW President Shawn Fain reportedly told negotiators, "If that's all you've got, you just lost KTP." It's a bold move, both because it came without warning and because the vehicles at the plant generate about $25 billion per year, or 1/6 of Ford's overall revenue.
For us to come to work every day and for the billionaires to continue to build off of off of our sweat, and we don't get what we deserve, it's just not fair.
The overall strike, which includes automakers GM and Stellantis, have been ongoing since September 15th. It's been slowly expanding to include more plants during that time. Well, Microsoft plans to contest an Internal Revenue Service request for nearly $29 billion in back taxes. The demand is the result of a year-long audit by the IRS into Microsoft's past accounting practices. In a securities filing Wednesday, Microsoft said the IRS is asking for an additional $28.9 billion in tax from 2004 to 2013, plus penalties and interest. The company says that the IRS's determination is not final and does not include up to $10 billion in taxes Microsoft paid under the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that could reduce its final bill. Microsoft plans to appeal the IRS request, a process that will likely take several years. Coming up, the GOP have managed to nominate a candidate for Speaker of the House, but there's still no guarantee that they have the votes to take that office. Good Morning Northwest will return after this.
When you feel protected under our roof, you're free to enjoy your dreams. Bundle auto, home, and life and save up to 27%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Every 15 minutes, someone is involved in a semi-truck collision in the U.S. Whatever the cause, big trucks mean big crashes, resulting in serious, even fatal injuries, large medical bills, and loss of wages. If you've been injured in a crash with a big rig, call Abeta Nelson Injury Law today. We've handled the most big truck accidents in Central Washington over the last 40 years, recovering millions for our clients. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Join the fun at this year's Free Fall Festival, October 12th and 14th. 2 days of free fun, movie night at Fairchild Cinemas in Pasco, and fun and games at Volunteer Park. Brought to you by Gisa Credit Union, Lourdes Health, and Pasco Parks and Recreation.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, West Richland, and Hermiston. Every location is conveniently located. And now, Smoke City for Less Hermiston has relocated to North 1st Street by AutoZone. An easy turnoff, $3.95, and you are there. For the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, Kratom, and specialty products too. Open 7 days a week, 5 locations, Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, West Richland, and the new location in Hermiston, off $3.95. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Looking for a cozy fall event for your entire family? Queensgate Gardens in Richland has a perfect one for you. Featuring a corn and hay bale maze, a dump truck slide, pumpkin archery and painting, and more. Come visit us at Queensgate Gardens for a seasonal memory you'll never forget.
Incredible deals are happening at Speck Buick GMC during our Drive for a Cure campaign. Lease a 2023 Acadia with a third row seat for as low as $297 a month, or stack the savings up with up to $6,000 purchase allowance on the 2023 Sierra Denali Crew, plus no payments until 2024. You can also get 1.9% financing for 36 months across the Buick lineup. Get a good deal for a great cause during Speck's 5th annual Drive for a Cure event. Speck Buick GMC, a family automotive tradition since 1912.
Join us Saturday, November 11th from 4 to 8 p.m. as Bubbles and Bites returns to the Walter Clore Wine and Culinary Center in Prosser. Spend the evening sipping on local sparkling wines while sampling sweet and savory bites from regional chefs. Be sure to stock up on your favorite wines for holiday parties and gifts. Tickets for Bubbles and Bites are just $25 and on sale now at tourprosser.com. Space is limited. Get your tickets today.
When you feel protected under our roof, you're free to enjoy your dreams. Bundle auto, home, and life and save up to 27%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
A portion of the news is sponsored by Kubota.
The future of the House of Representatives is up in the air as the GOP's nominee for Speaker of the House struggles to gather votes. This comes as the war in the Middle East continues to escalate, with civilians trapped between the Israeli army and Hamas.
And after a wet and windy week so far, conditions are settling down today. I'll get you prepared my first alert weather forecast.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Jason Valentine. Welcome to Thursday, everyone. Good Thursday morning, Jill.
Thursday, Jason.
Oh my goodness, we are getting close to that weekend. A lot of good football this weekend.
Which is what you're looking forward to.
WSU Cougars, you're hosting Arizona, 4 o'clock kickoff on Saturday in Pullman. We got the Seahawks. They're in action. I actually, after a bye last week, I forget who they're playing, but they're in action this week. And right here on Apple Valley News Now at 12:30 on Saturday, number 6 Washington against number 8 Oregon.
Ooh, excellent.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look outside after we talked about football there for a little bit. Seeing that sun, well, at least light coming through, and we're going to see plenty of sunshine. We have a beautiful Thursday on the way, and it's going to be light winds and all that cloud coverage and all those showers finally moving on as we're looking at finally some nicer conditions. After last week's summer-like conditions, we saw wet and windy conditions pretty much all this week, so that's going to change today. Now, we're going to be more or less around our averages for this time of year, mid-60s with that sunshine. So not necessarily warm, but still much nicer conditions. And again, as I said, light winds. So we do expect our next chance of showers to be late Friday into Saturday morning. Now that isn't great news for our partial eclipse on Saturday. Looks like there's going to be plenty of clouds out there. So we're keeping a close eye on that as we get closer. A touch warmer today, calmer and dry throughout our areas. I can't wait to get you ready for your Thursday and a sneak peek at your weekend in case you're doing some traveling. That's coming up, but right now we're going to send it back to Jill.
It's unclear when the House of Representatives will have a speaker again. The Republican nominee is struggling to get enough support to win a floor vote, and that could be bad news for the U.S. economy. Representative Steve Scalise is the GOP nominee for Speaker of the House. His former opponent is endorsing him, but that's not the end of the story. Scalise needs 217 votes to become Speaker, and some Republicans say they won't support him.
Steve Scalise got 113 votes. That is a majority. But how are you going to convince the other 100 and something of a sudden just say, well, now we're all going to vote for Steve Scalise? I think Steve Scalise is a great guy, but he got 51% of the conference. So my point is this. If we're going to take this floor to the vote, or this vote to the floor, I hope you try to get everybody together and figure out how you're going to get all the others to say, okay, Steve's the guy.
For now, the House is effectively paralyzed with a key ally at war. Meanwhile, Congress needs to pass a spending plan to avoid a government shutdown next month. Civilians in Gaza and Israel are scrambling for cover from unrelenting airstrikes fired from both Israel and Hamas as the war reaches day 6. The number of dead on both sides has risen to at least 2,300, including at least 22 Americans. The Israeli Defense Force has launched multiple airstrikes, accusing Hamas of hiding its operations in civilian infrastructure. The IDF has mobilized more than 300,000 reservists to prepare for a ground incursion into Gaza. Meanwhile, Palestinian civilians are struggling as an Israeli-imposed siege is blocking food and fuel into the territory. Meanwhile, Hamas continues to hold civilians hostage. National Security spokesman John Kirby says the administration is still gathering new information and hasn't yet made any decisions on whether to send U.S. troops into Gaza to recover hostages. Jason Valentine returns now with a look at your morning weather forecast.
Getting a little bit of light this morning as we prepare for, let's just say the technical term is a darn nice Thursday is ahead. I got your first alert weather forecast. We'll get you ready for your weekend as well, coming right up.
Plus, 1 in 36 children in the United States are living with autism. And one teenage author in North Carolina is sharing an important message for other kids on the spectrum.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Here at the clinic, we stay up to date on the latest research and we offer cutting-edge therapies. We treat a number of different conditions, specifically Parkinson's disease, stroke recovery, traumatic brain injury, fibromyalgia, diabetes. We also treat folks dealing with cognitive decline due to aging.
We all have dreams and ideas about how life is going to be, and then life happens, and it's not necessarily what we pictured. So how do we deal with that? I've lived with multiple sclerosis for years. It's realizing that it's all one system. How do you reset your goals so that you can live a happy, healthy life even with chronic illness? And I can attest, yes, you can. My life is incredibly happy.
We first start by improving oxygen utilization in the cells because healthy cells are well oxygenated. We then work towards improving areas of the brain that are inefficient, and for this we use a number of different modalities. We offer oxygen contrast therapy, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, transcranial photobiomodulation, and our latest addition, brain high-intensity interval training.
We also build a schedule for the patient that makes it easy to adapt their game plan to their lives and the therapies they do inside the clinic. To get started, call 509-783-5465 and schedule an appointment with a client advocate today.
Shelby's Floral, your homegrown neighbor with worldwide connections for over 45 years. Shelby's, more than just a flower shop, specializing in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, home decor, and all things fall. We're unique and we're here for all of life's occasions. Shelby's Floral at the corner of Clearwater and Edison in Kennewick. Stop by today and let our experienced designers help you with all of your floral needs. Shelby's Floral.
When you need legal help, trust Quantum Legal. We're here for you in times of trouble, whether you need assistance with criminal defense, personal injury, or have been injured on the job. Law is a complicated matter. Our team of experts will fight for you and help you find the best solution for your situation. Don't let life's challenges get the best of you. We're here to help. Call us today at 509-783-5551 or visit our website at quantumlegal.com.
An autumn flight over the wild and beautiful far northeast corner of Washington.
North Pend Oreille County is a treasure of color, quiet, and adventure.
Fly the Northwest.
Soak up the beauty of a rugged land.
Apple Valley News Now at 6, Tuesday.
You're such a good pep talker.
You can do it. You're gonna do it.
Next live, Real Housewives icon Lisa Rinna, plus Constance Wu.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
A teenage author has an important message to the 1 in 36 American kids like him with autism. It's in his new book, Ziggy's Superbrain. With the help of his mom, Farmville middle schooler Ziggy Williams wrote the autobiography, a tribute to autistic people.
The 13-year-old, who was diagnosed on the spectrum himself at a young age, says it's based on his own experiences. The content of the book focuses on many of Ziggy's daily challenges and how he overcomes them with kindness.
I want our kids to know what it is like to have autism, and that it's okay to be unique in your own special way.
Ziggy and his mom, Ashanti Williams, also founded a nonprofit called An Autistic Dream. They hope to raise money for those with autism and eventually open up a sensory center in eastern North Carolina for those with autism.
Excellent.
I think it's just a great book for other autistic children to see they're not alone.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And, you know, I've had some experiences with autistic kids, and he's exactly right. They deserve a break, and it's all good. So anyways, great book and great job, young man. All right, quick look outside. I got your first alert weather forecast for your Thursday. That is next.
And when we come back, Riley Fitzgerald joins us with the newest edition of the Superintendent Sit Down. Today's subject, Kiona Benton's Pete Peterson.
At Mattress Depot USA, we realize your top priority is to get a quality mattress at a great price.
And it never hurts to do business with someone local.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Here, freshly made grizzly bear tracks. Survival, it's not guaranteed. Good thing I got my Ford Bronco Sport, because it goes over any terrain.
Get a great deal on a Bronco Sport, only at your local Ford dealer.
Honey, that was my brother. Can we bring him dinner tomorrow? He's been having a hard time since his accident.
Of course. I know it's been tough. There's so many costs that his insurance doesn't even cover.
I know. The ramp to his front door, transportation, meal preparation. What if something happens to one of us?
We should plan to sit down soon. We can look through the long-term care benefits that we're earning with WA Cares.
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
To see if you qualify for Hanford worker compensation, please call Smart Law for a free consultation at 1-877-630-1122. Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses, including neurological, respiratory and heart conditions, cancers, and beryllium-related disorders. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Call Smart Law at 1-877-630-1122 for Hanford worker compensation. Smart Law in Yakima and Tri-Cities.
Exciting news! US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro with a stunning titanium design and the best iPhone camera yet. The thing that I love...
Beautiful. Now let's cue the music. Green screen and action.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Come on, man, it's titanium.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Cut. Love it.
That felt good.
Now you can get the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium on us. US Cellular, built for us.
In 2014, Benton County voters passed an initiative to fund law and justice efforts. This allowed police departments to increase staffing, improve officer retention, reduce backlog in the justice system, fund gang prevention, fund drug court, fight sex trafficking, and improve the quality of life in our communities. Continue to keep Benton County safe. Vote to approve Proposition 1.
Here, freshly made grizzly bear tracks. Survival, it's not guaranteed. Good thing I got my Ford Bronco Sport, because it goes over any terrain.
Get a great deal on a Bronco Sport only at your local Ford dealer.
An affordable, adjustable bed from Mattress Depot USA will help you sleep better.
And help alleviate aches and pains, sleep apnea, and snoring.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. Hope you're having a good morning so far, and kind of a wet and windy week, but not today. We are actually looking at much nicer conditions. We have a brand new Skycam at Columbia Point, and it is looking on point this morning. Look at this, just beautiful vistas. We're still a ways from sunrise, but we are seeing light creeping into our areas, slowly starting to wake up. Hope you're having a better luck waking up this morning. So our radar, we are free and clear. We are looking dry and plenty of sunshine to be had today. We'll see a little bit of cloud coverage at times, but really clearing into our overnight period into tomorrow. Then we do have a chance of seeing a little bit of shower activity as we get to our evening hours and into our Saturday morning. The bad news is as we head into Saturday morning in the 9 o'clock hour, that's when that partial eclipse is expected to happen, or will be happening, not just expected, but with the cloud coverage throughout our areas, that could be ruined where we just can't see it. But good news, you will see the light outside change briefly as that partial eclipse happens, so you can at least experience it that way. So temperatures, we are right around the 50-degree mark. Walla Walla, just a little under that for Pendleton, but cooler the more west we go. 38 in Yakima. Downright chilly, 6 degrees from the freezing point. Now our highs today were a tad warmer than yesterday, and as we're heading almost into the middle part of October, we are going to be seeing a little above or a little below our averages. This is for the Tri-City, so most of our regions for the week ahead, mid to upper 60s, including today. Winds taking a break today, so that is some good news. Some heavier winds the past couple of days, and we're going to be seeing those light winds persist into our weekend, maybe a little bit of a push as we get into Tuesday. So we do have that eclipse to talk about again in the around 9:20 or so Saturday morning. It is an annular eclipse, so that means the moon doesn't yet cover the entirety of the sun, but there's a ring of fire around it. To see that completely, you'll have to go to Eugene or Bend, Oregon, or places down south in Oregon. But next total eclipse is coming next April. Now that's going through Texas and the eastern seaboard. But our areas, we're going to see about 80% of this annular eclipse, though again, if it is hampered by clouds, you'll at least see the light that morning change a bit. So here's our highs today. We're in those mid 60s throughout our areas, and we'll see warmer temperatures, upper 60s to lower 70s for your weekend. So still not warm like it was just a week ago, but still nice conditions and warmer than it was Monday through Wednesday for most of our cities. So for Yakima, mid to upper 60s for the week ahead. Not much of a variance in our temperatures, but quite a difference in our conditions. We're seeing almost a little of everything, including an eclipse for the week ahead. Overnight lows in the 40s. In the Tri-Cities area, some lower 70s Saturday through Monday. So upper 60s, lower 70s start Friday, and overnight lows mostly in the 50s. But today, it's going to be a beautiful day. Plenty of sunshine, light winds, highs in the mid 60s. Hope you can get out and enjoy, but do make sure to get a coat on this morning. It is chilly.
We're sending it over to Apple Valley News Now's Riley Fitzgerald with the Superintendent Sit Down.
Good morning, Jill. We're sitting down with superintendents as we continue to kick off this school year. We're asking what the most important things are to school districts and what problems education systems are facing. In this edition of the Superintendent Sit Down, today we hear from Kiona-Benton School District Superintendent Pete Peterson. What are some of the goals for the Kiona-Benton School District for the 2023 to 2024 school year?
I think one of the biggest goals is trying to refocus around Kaibe as a community and as a school system within the community. We're taking very important steps to recognize that our kids don't necessarily look like other kids, either up or down the valley or in the Tri-Cities, and making sure that we're affording them the best opportunities for our kids. So trying to design some programming and some opportunities that may not exist in other places, but our kids have a need. So we're trying to focus on that a little more this year.
Gotcha. And what are some of the challenges that this school year is bringing?
To be honest, this school year has started off, knock on wood, as well as a school year has started in quite a while. As I talk to other superintendents and other school personnel around the region, around the state, we're getting a lot of the same things. Kids have fallen back into a routine. You know, last year was really the first kind of go back to real school post-COVID, and it had its own unique set of challenges, as a lot of people will tell you from last year. This year, things were a little more known, and so expectations for kids have been higher, and the kids have jumped up to meet them. It's kind of nice to go into a school year and really have an expectation of, well, yeah, we're doing school again the way that we were trained to do it before COVID.
And how would you say that COVID impacted teachers?
I marvel at the fact that our teaching staff was able to do as well as they could on very short notice. That being said, some of the things that our teachers are utilizing every day, quite frankly, they wouldn't have been there unless COVID had happened. So we have a lot more teachers using interactive software. We have a lot more of, we get used to the Teams and the Zooms for meetings. Well, those have very good ways of being utilized in the classroom. So all of our kids have access to Teams. And quite frankly, we were able to get kids computers and go one-to-one much faster than if we'd been simply asked to implement it over a number of years. The necessity of COVID and the things that it was forced upon us have actually turned out to be, in some cases, a positive, because it really made us come up to speed quicker.
And this is just a piece of my long conversation with Superintendent Peterson. You can find the extended version on our website or on our YouTube channel, Apple Valley News Now. Coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, we sit down with Superintendent Tricia Mooney with the Hermiston School District. Catch us here tomorrow. Jill, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Riley. We'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast. But first, a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, police in Vermont releasing this sketch of a person of interest as they search for the killer of a beloved former Vermont State University professor.
We'd like to have anybody that recognizes or thinks they recognize this person in this sketch to reach out.
This single sketch of a man in his 20s with red hair is now the most important lead in a murder mystery that has gripped this Vermont community.
There was a female laying on the ground. She's in bad shape.
It's been a week since Honore Fleming was gunned down on a hiking trail found by hikers who also saw the man in the sketch.
There was more than one witness that observed this individual just prior to coming across Ms. Fleming's body.
And we'll have much more on this rapidly developing investigation coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, New York.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and save big during the 4-day super sale. Get 40% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $26.69. Hurry, it's only October 13th through the 16th. Shop online or at your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store.
Dude, you coming? Because the only thing dripping should be your style. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. With Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Flu Relief. Also try for Fizzy Fast Cough Relief.
I'm Amber. I've lost 128 pounds with Golo taking release. I have literally tried everything. I was on the verge of getting gastric bypass surgery, and I saw the Golo commercial, and it was the last thing I tried because it worked.
I got that eternal energy. You don't know what's standing in front of me.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time right now is 6:53. We're going to get to your first alert forecast in a moment, but we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. One preteen and two teenage boys have been arrested on suspicion of two robberies in Kennewick. According to the Kennewick Police Department, the first robbery happened just before midnight on October 5th in the 2100 block of West 4th Avenue. Police say the boys returned to the same location 5 days later and robbed it again. All three suspects were arrested yesterday and booked into the Benton-Franklin County's Juvenile Justice Center. Washington State Patrol has issued a warning about scammers selling fake jewelry. The scammers peddling their wares near highway entrance ramps. According to WSP Trooper Chris Thorson, there have been multiple reports of people in expensive rental cars stopping people in traffic or on entrance ramps. He says they'll tell you they need money for gas and exchange trade you fake jewelry, watches, and AirPods. The families of 4 teenagers involved in a 2021 crash near Hera are suing the driver and Yakima County for negligence. 3 of the teens died and 1 lost an arm. Lawyers say the driver allegedly failed to follow the posted speed limit approaching the hill on Shields Road. They claim the county was allegedly negligent because the road is unsafe and the county did not have enough warnings in place to notify drivers. The Department of Commerce Housing Trust Fund has issued a $5 million loan meant to help expand the organization's permanent supportive housing in Sunnyside. Currently, Comprehensive Health Care runs Vista del Sol, a 12-unit apartment complex on Parkland Drive. This is where low-income adults struggling with mental health or substance abuse can live independently while still having access to resources. Last month, they broke ground on a 20-unit expansion called Vista del Sol 2. The Marcus Whitman Hotel is set to reopen today after being forced to close for a week when gasoline was found in its basement. It was originally meant to reopen on Monday but was delayed. The investigation prompted the post office to also close, but it is now reopened and running on normal business hours. While the 2 buildings are able to open their doors again, the Marcus Whitman has announced the Mark Restaurant, the Vineyard Lounge, and the hotel lobby are still closed until further notice. With the residential irrigation season drawing to a close, it's time to prepare for the winter. According to the city of Yakima, the city's irrigation season ends tomorrow, so homeowners need to consider winterizing their sprinkler system, including blowing out the sprinklers after the irrigation water is shut off.
Folks, we are looking at a chilly morning this morning, but beautiful as we're seeing light come into our areas, and look at the lovely fall foliage going through our areas. Oh my goodness, it is just a beautiful time of year, and a beautiful day is ahead after wet and windy conditions all this week. We're looking plenty of sunshine today, plenty of clear skies. That's going to persist into tomorrow. Then we could see showers return as we get very late Friday into early on Saturday. So temperatures right now, look at this, 39 for the Tri-Cities, 38 for Yakima. Nothing to hold in the heat. So when we see clear skies, that also means get ready for a very chilly morning. Make sure you have your coat on as you're heading out the door. Still right around 50 for Walla Walla and Pendleton. As we head into our morning hours, we are seeing light winds, and we're going to see persisting light winds for the next couple of days through your weekend. Then winds picking up, looks like Tuesday, so a little bit of wind action on the way, but really calm and nice conditions, at least for today and tomorrow. Maybe some shower activity Saturday and Sunday. Here's our highs today. We're a couple of degrees warmer than yesterday. We're in those mid-60s for Toppenish, Yakima, and Ellensburg. In the mid-Columbia, maybe a touch warmer. Hanford, our hot spot, at 67. And over in the Blue Mountain region, we're at mid-60s as well. And again, we're going to be right around This is our average, mid to upper 60s for, well, we're almost getting to the middle part of October, and we're going to see mid to upper 60s for at least through the weekend into our next work week. So cool conditions after that after the summer-like conditions last week. We're seeing cooler conditions take grip, but a nice, beautiful Thursday is on the way. Jill.
Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Northwest. Your local news is back tonight at 5.